Hello, everyone. My name is Alyssa Chartrand, and I am the Route Sales Manager at Uniforce Corporations. I'm in Mississauga, Ontario, and I'm going to be meeting with Aaron Melchior from Stelco Holdings today, and we're going to be discussing our uniform rental services as well as our protective equipment uniform offer for him. So Stelco Holdings is one of the largest steel manufacturing companies in North America, and they are a major Canadian contributor to the successful steel industry. So the main objective for the sales meeting today is to sign a deal with Aaron for the uniform rental service program, primarily for the protective equipment, and for a minimum contract of 1 year, as Stelco currently owns all of their uniforms, and they've made it very clear to us in past discussions that they're looking for a change. So we want to take this opportunity to become their main provider for uniforms, and after discussing with the regional sales managers, and other representatives in the company, our business relationship is strong, and we've determined that we're going to be a great fit for them. Hi, Aaron. It's nice to see you again. Thanks for taking the time for talking to me today.
Hi, Alyssa. Thank you for having me. It's nice to see you again.
So I was really hoping this meeting could have been in person, but with the lockdown in place, I'm at least glad that we were able to come up with something to make do.
Me too. This COVID situation makes everything more difficult, especially when we're trying to expand and acquire new business deals.
I can imagine. So how are things doing for your team in Hamilton? Has the lockdown changed anything for you?
Some things have definitely changed. The team is a little more stressed out now, but they're eager to work and happy to be essential, so that's a plus. That reminds me, when we were discussing before about the protective equipment that you guys offer, do you have masks as well? That's something that we're paying a lot of money for, and we prefer a more protective and reusable mask rather than the disposable ones, as it's a goal of ours to cut down on waste.
Well, I'm glad to hear that everyone's doing well. You do make a great point, though. We do have masks. We have a variety of reusable and disposable ones. We can provide the N95 masks at a discounted bulk price, but like you mentioned about cutting down on waste, they might not be the best fit for you, but they are still an option. We do have the reusable fire-resistant masks as well. That might be more suitable for you. They have the same internal layers as the disposable surgical masks, and they're a great fit for the staff working in the shop because they're not as heavy, they're more breathable. They allow for the same process of your team replacing them as well. So you can just put them in the soiled utility rooms, and our team would collect them the same as with the uniforms. We'd wash them, replenish the inventory. That way they're always available for your teams. Is that something that you wanted to add on or discuss maybe?
That would be fantastic. It seems like a great idea. We want to keep our staff safe here, and if that means spending a bit more to keep our areas and teams clean and healthy, that's what matters. I'll bring this up to our team after today's meeting and we can add it on if you could create another proposal for us. The last one was fantastic and it seemed to fit our needs incredibly well.
Well, that's great to hear. That's exactly what we want to do.
Thank you for addressing that. I'll stop distracting you and let you get back to your sales meeting for today.
Not a distraction at all. We care about your team and we're happy to discuss anything with you. And that's what we're here for. But so I guess let's get started. Do you have the email that I sent you up? I wrote out an agenda and laid out some information as a visual for you just so we can go over the content today.
Yeah, I looked that over earlier. It looks great. I have it in front of me as well.
Perfect. Nice and prepared. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm just trying to keep it simple for us. So we will start with the products that we offer and talk about what products they are, and then see if they fit your team's needs. And then from there, I'm going to provide some recommendations, go over the cost of the program, and then we'll summarize up with the sales agreement and then discuss any questions that you have. Does that sound okay?
Sounds great. I'm looking forward to it.
Perfect. So from what I understand, you guys currently own all of your uniforms. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, perfect. And how's that working for you so far?
Well, we've owned them for 20 years, and I hate to say it, but we've spent more on replacing, repairing, and losing uniforms than we have purchasing them, which makes our overall cost incredibly high. It's something our team has been talking about changing for a long time.
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons that renting equipment and PPE is the way a lot of companies are turning nowadays. It's the same cost for the program, and we take care of all the upfront costs, replacements, monitoring the equipment, taking care of them. So how have you guys been handling keeping track of all your PPE and your uniforms? Do you have like a dedicated position that's just in charge of that, or?
We don't actually. It normally falls to the shift lead manager to collect the uniforms and keep track of who wants what and who needs what. The guys often complain to us because it's tedious and workers can wait weeks for replacements by the time a manager can get around to it.
Yeah, that does sound pretty frustrating for them. A few weeks, though? That seems like a really long turnaround time. How does that work for your workers?
Oh, it doesn't. It's not the best scenario, but we've come to terms with it. What are your turnaround times? 1 week?
Well, we actually have an inventory that we keep on site for emergency replacements. So if a uniform's dirty or a worker needs to change during the shift, so I guess you could say there isn't really a turnaround time. You instantly have everything that you need, plus our team comes by weekly on average, or weekly if you requested. And they just collect all the dirty, the damaged uniforms, replenish what you've used, so you always have like a really big stock.
Wow, that's something I never thought would happen. That would be fantastic for the team. It gets dirty down there quick, and the guys are always complaining about driving home or eating lunch in their dirty uniform.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't know how they do it down there. I do actually have a few photos to go over there that shows some of the uniforms that we carry, and they're all flame resistant, but they're super lightweight, so your men can stay safe without overheating, literally and figuratively.
That's fantastic. It gets hot down there, and everything is uncomfortable.
Well, and that's exactly why I was going to recommend this line to you, right? It's flame resistant, but it's a breathable fabric, so it helps keep the air out and their temperature regulated by keeping the heat away from their bodies. It's honestly our number one requested set. They come with the single reflective stripes that are on the sleeves there, and then they come with the matching bottoms as well. And I always recommend having the management teams, the shift foremans, crane operators, people like that in higher positions wearing the high visibility tops, the same bottoms. That kind of helps the team see where their lead is and just keep them safe with the rest of them.
That's a great option for sure. High visibility tops are something we mentioned at one point in time. I think this would be the right push to go for it.
Fantastic. I'm glad we could find something that would fit your needs.
You read my mind.
Okay. Well, we also have standard hard hats as well. I'm sure your team has plenty of those. We also have eye wash stations and the fire resistant gloves. So PPE like this, as you know, is incredibly important for keeping the workers safe down there, especially in the coke and steel mills.
Flame resistant gloves are a staple for us. Same with the hard hats. That would be a no-brainer for us to include.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So do you have any questions as of right now?
Actually, yes. How do you go about uniform fitting?
Well, we actually have two options for that. So each employee can either submit their size based on a sizing chart that we send out, or they can actually meet with our fitter, who will come. You guys will make an appointment. They'll come into your location. They'll measure all the employees for free, and they'll let you try them on. So we have a couple sample uniforms. It's honestly really quick and easy. That way they can kind of see how it feels and figure out what size fits best for them, especially with the PPE.
Even better. Thank you. Can we go over the pricing now?
Yeah, absolutely. If you go to the next slide, I do have the pricing chart there that pulls all this information into a table, and it kind of breaks it down for you. Do you have that up?
I sure do.
Perfect. So what we wanted to offer you, so we have the contract, and it's based on 60-day terms, but there's no payments for the first 3 months. So that's pretty awesome. Gets you kind of in the mood for everything and figure out and iron out all the details. So based on the submitted employee count that you guys sent us, we recommended a total of about 41,500 pieces, and that's of the listed items. And if you see down the breakdown on the chart there, it comes to a total price of $24,680 per week, and that's all inclusive. Pricing is based on a minimum purchase agreement of $10,000 a week. And because we're over that, we're happy to offer a 5% incentive discount. So that's on orders above $20,000 a week. So this would bring your total weekly cost down to only $22,496 a week, and the contract is based on a 6-month purchasing agreement, and you have the ability to cancel without penalty within 30 days notice.
Wow. That is a great price. It's what we're budgeting now, but we often go over for replacements. Does this include the PPE?
Well, that's great to hear. We wanted to get you the best price possible. And after discussing with some of your team members, we discovered that we could actually save you about $3,900 a week. But yeah, no, it does include all your PPE. We even recommended to get some parkas for the winter months as well, so we threw those in as well.
$3,900 a week. That's like $200,000 a year.
Yeah, and you won't have to rely on your management staff to monitor and keep track of your inventory. So it'll save you time and money.
Will it ever?
So how does that price compare for you?
Well, I'd say $200,000 a year compares pretty good for us. Maybe we can look into the eye washing stations and some office staff uniforms as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We can add or remove anything you'd like throughout the program, and there's really no added costs at all. We just revised it based on what you're renting.
Awesome. After we get the main staff all set up and we're used to the program, we'll have a look into the add-ons.
Well, I'm glad to hear you can see your company working with us and that this program's fitting what you need.
I think this is the change we really needed, if I'm being honest with you. These savings during COVID would help us out a ton.
Well, I sent you over the sales contract through DocuSign, so that will keep things easy. So if you wanted to read over the agreement, we can get things ready and we can honestly have your delivery started within 3 weeks.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll look that over tonight and have it signed for you by tomorrow. It all sounds like this is the best fit for us, and the price is incredible.
Awesome. I'm super happy to hear that. Do you have any questions for me as of right now?
Actually, I do. You mentioned that our team won't have to worry about keeping track of the uniforms, so who will?
Yeah, so that will actually be me. So I'll come every week or every other week, depending on what delivery schedule you set up. And I'll come with our delivery team and keep tabs on what you need. I'll order accordingly. I do have an online system set up that keeps all the records in our system, so that you don't have to worry about. And that's something that you will all have access to as well. So it lets you see who has uniforms, how many we have on order, how many you have in the warehouse, how many are dirty, damaged. It's honestly just a great tool all around. So that gives you the opportunity to monitor on your own time, and then you can come to me with any any questions, comments, concerns afterwards.
Wow, that makes perfect sense. That would be something I think our shift leads would like to access to as well. That way they can keep an eye on the guys.
Absolutely. We can have a generalized company login for all management staff too, if you'd like.
Perfect. We can go over that when we get this all set up. Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome. No, it was my pleasure. I'm glad we can get you exactly what you need and save you some money. It was great talking to you today. And if you have any questions, you have my cell number there. You can shoot me a text or you can call me whenever. And then could I follow up with you tomorrow, maybe in the afternoon sometime about the contract?
Yep, that would be perfect. Can you call me around 12:30?
Yeah, absolutely. I sure can.
Fantastic. Well, thank you again. It was great talking this over. We look forward to working with you.
As do we. Thank you so much for your time, Aaron. You have a great night and we'll chat tomorrow.
You too. Talk soon.
All right. Bye.